With the announcement of Studio Pro version 8, one of the big things that we released, it wasn't the only thing, but one of them was the addition of the Mustang guitar amps and the Rumble bass amps. And if you're a keyboard player or just not an electric guitar player, you might have said, oh, those aren't for me. And that's understandable. However, in this video, I want to show you a couple of cool uses for these guitar amps that maybe you haven't thought of before. Guitar players are notorious for, once they have an amp in the room, they think, what else can I run through this? So can I plug a microphone into it and sing through it, for example? Lots of other things that you can run. It's called reamping. If you've never had a guitar amp, you've never had a reason to even explore sending some random signal through your guitar amp to see what it sounds like. But with Mustang and with Rumble, the guitar and bass amps included, now perhaps you'll find some situations where they can add some interesting sounds to what you already have going on. So the first one, by the way, real quick, I want to loop these things as I play them for you. I want to show you something. So this is the loop section here, right? That blue thing, and we can click and drag over a section to say that we want to loop it. And then we press the... we press the / the one next to the shift key to turn it on and off. And that's all well and good, but there's one, if you're going to be moving around and wanting to continue to loop things, there's a setting. If you right click up here on the loop bar, I lost it. Loop follows selection. You can toggle this on and off with Command Option P or Control Alt P. But this basically makes it whatever I select, the loop follows, which is super cool. So like, I'm not even going to listen to this whole vocal. It's going to be like, I think this. But as soon as, even if I select a little thing just like this, see, it's the loop follows me wherever I go. Now, it's not the kind of thing I think I would leave on all the time, but for what I'm showing you today, it's pretty useful because I'm kind of switching and jumping between. So let's go back over here. Let's take a listen to, this is a basic like Fender Rhodes sort of sound. This is the EP Suitcase sound that's included with Studio Pro. So it's fine. It's a little quiet. It's all well and good, but you may know historically, a lot of folks who are playing one of these suitcase pianos in like a live environment are a lot of times plugging them into Fender amps to amplify them, not necessarily get super distorted sounds, but another thing you might not know is guitar pedals are super fun. And so playing around with this, I tried running it through an amp sound. I didn't love any of the tones I was getting, but I did love the sound of this triangle chorus on this keyboard sound. The plugin is not on, so you can't hear it. Let's turn it on. Here we go. Right? That's kind of cool. And we could add like a space delay to it as well. Everything distorts and gets weird because it's like a line level signal going in, although you can adjust the input up here. I tried a couple different guitars. The Blues Junior sounded pretty good. If you kept it clean, it was pretty interesting. The one thing you sacrifice, though, if I was to run this through a regular guitar amp, that is a mono source, right? It's not stereo, so running a stereo keyboard through, you would just run one cable into your guitar amp, and that would be a mono sound. So this is accurate here. It goes to mono. But what's fun is with some of these effects, they're stereo. So this one, the triangle chorus, actually keeps it stereo. Added a little bit of depth. Now, you could do that with other chorus plugins and things like that, but you have a whole host, by the way, in case you didn't know. Pull up a plugin or just click Add Block. Select where you want it to go in the chain from left to right, and then look at all, these are all distortions, but specifically under modulation, there's some really cool sounds in here. There's some cool delays, some cool reverbs, and even like filter and pitch stuff like a pedal wah. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, that's ridiculous. But you have you basically got a whole bucket of new plugins in your system. So even if you're not a guitarist, this is still for you and can still be some pretty cool sounds for you. All right, let's move on to the harmonica, also known as the harp. I don't know who calls it a harp, but some people do. So here is just a basic harmonica track. Well, that didn't work. I want it to play from there. Why is it not? I thought if it... Oh, I guess there's another setting where I need the playhead to move with editing. Anyway. So, pretty straightforward. If you've ever heard of that little microphone that especially blues harmonica players hold, a lot of times that mic is going into a guitar amp and it's adding some overdrive and some distortion. Here's a tone that I came up with for this. I went through a tiny little Fender champ and then a slapback delay via the memory delay. Check this out. I mean, if that's not the sound of blues harmonica, I don't know what is. Didn't have to do much on the gain here. Messed with it, took the treble off, made it mostly mid-rangey, but that sounds way better than this. And that little bit of slapback delay just makes Joe so happy. How about vocals? What if you just wanted to add some distortion to vocals? I've been a big fan for a long time of using the red light distortion to add some grit to vocals, which we can still do. Here it is right there. And it looks cool, right? They changed it. I didn't realize they changed it till recently. It almost looks like a leather case of some sort. But now with Mustang, we can actually add in all kinds of different effects and different combinations all in one unit, and I really like this thing. I don't even know what it is. I probably should. My guess is it's one of those old amplifiers that you could get, like they sold with a guitar from like a J.C. Penney or something like that. I have a friend who bought one used and refurbished it, but it's all tube circuitry, but it sounded really cool on this vocal track. Check it out. Here's the vocal with nothing on it. If I had to do it again. Okay, so just plain old vocal, but check it out now. To do it again, I would walk the same road. That's got some spring reverb, and then like a reverse delay that's just baked into it as well. Super interesting. Now this might be the kind of thing you put on a send and have like a part of your vocal to going to it, or you duplicate it out so you have a mixed regular vocal and then the distorted vocal blended underneath, like a parallel processing sort of thing. All of those are possibilities for you, but vocals are a great place to throw some different weird effects and see what happens. And then finally, drums. What if you want to take your drums and mess them up? I've always liked trying distortion on drums, but what if we did something a little more classy with like a full-on, let's say, a bass amp on the drum? So here's a drum loop. So Mustang is the guitar amp. Rumble is just the same exact thing, except it's with bass amps and effects. Check this out. I added this, which one is this? A Super Bassman OD. It's the default one, I think. I tried a few different ones. This is the one I liked. This one's cool because it has a middle frequency adjustment, and it even tells you what the frequency is. So if you're wanting more of that thick grossness at 200 hertz, you can boost it here. Make that snare drum just hit you in the face, or if you wanted to maybe go get more of the crack of the snare up closer to like 2 or 3K. I kind of liked the lower one, but this is another example of that's probably too much by itself. But if we were to duplicate this and only put the plug-in on one of them, that becomes interesting. We hear the full drums and then it's blended with the bass amp drums. A little too bright, so maybe we go in and wait, no, which one has the amp on it? This one has the amp on it. kind of cool. Like that's huge, probably too much low end, but we could maybe EQ it post the, like, let's do that real quick. We could put an EQ after this. So Pro EQ to the rescue. So it's got all this cool character. It probably has a little bit too much low end to blend with the original kick. Put the Pro EQ after it and just roll off the excessive low end. We get some of that thickness at 200, but the deep low end is gone, and then blend that with the original. It's definitely like giving it a different character. Even if you listen to that, you might not say, hey, I hear that went through a bass amp, but you might say, oh, that's an interesting vibe, or it's got some kind of grit. And maybe you blend it a little lower in the mix. It's doing something specifically to that snare drum, this thickening and a brightening and like a resonance that's coming through that you just don't get with just the drums by itself. And it's got a little bit of brightness from like the snare, so maybe we could roll off some of the highs if we want. I don't know if that was worth it or did anything, but that's super interesting to me as well. So there you go. If you're thinking these plugins are not for me, I just gave you 4 examples, 4 non-guitar examples of where these can be helpful to your production and mixing endeavors. There you go. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.